Hello there! These are my astrological predictions for 2010. I think in many ways astrologically, 2010 is probably one of the biggest years of our lifetimes. It's huge. One of the reasons for that is that the outer planets, many of them, are moving from mutable signs, which are all about talking and changing and learning, into cardinal signs. And cardinal means action. It's time to stop all the talking and it's time to walk the talk and actually take action. So I think in many ways we're going to see a lot more action than we've ever seen in the last maybe almost 200 years, because really Pluto is already in Capricorn, but we have to remember that the United States is having its Pluto return. 250 years ago approximately, the American Revolution was when Pluto was in Capricorn. And now we're looking at the United States and we're seeing so many things just crumbling. So many things that really have to pass away. Pluto in Capricorn brings out all the corruption, the scandals. You think Bernard Madoff? Well, that's just a start. There's a whole lot more corruption going on in governments, in banking, in our large corporations. Capricorn rules the corporations, Pluto would rule debt. And with Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto unearths everything. So we are going to see many more scandals. Many more unpleasant things to be unearthed, because the United States needs a new vision. Pluto pulls down that which is unhealthy. Anything that's working, Pluto doesn't mess with. But it certainly messes with things that are unhealthy and not working and are corrupt and lack integrity. The key word of Capricorn is integrity and honesty. And wherever there is a lack of that, we are going to see structures crumbling. We're already seeing that. Look at Iran. Look at all these states that are, we've had riots in France, in Iceland, in Greece, all over the world. There's a lot of social unrest right now. And a lot of that is due to people feeling that there's corruption about. So this is going to continue and we're going to see a lot more of it coming out. Remember please that we've got Mercury retrograde until the 14th of January, but we've also got Mars retrograde until the 10th of March. Hasn't surprised me that once Mars went retrograde, we saw all the issues with the Eurostar in the UK. We've had this terrible potential terrorist attack coming just on Christmas Day in the United States. Again, when Mars, Mercury coming into that retrograde period, we have surprises and we have issues that are unexpected just coming upon us. So I would say that it's a great time to plan things, but it's not the best time to actually do them. So plot your course of action and try to wait, especially if it's any kind of legal thing, try to wait before taking action until Mars goes direct on March 10th. Now, we've got Saturn in Libra. Except for a short period between April and July of 2010, Saturn predominantly now is in Libra until the October the 5th of 2012. What this is going to mean is more power to the people. Saturn in Libra, we've had Saturn in Virgo, which has been when the workers have been oppressed. They've been struggling to make money to meet their mortgage payments, all the while these big bankers keep taking bailout money, taxpayers' money, to pay themselves more. Saturn in Libra says, hey, you know what? We need new laws. We need new legislation. And we, the people, need more equality. So we are going to see some new lawmakers. We're going to see changes in the laws. Huge changes in the laws. Saturn in Libra means changes in the law. Look at the X Factor. X Factor every year tends to be that winner gets the Christmas #1 in the UK. On the internet, there's been a huge focus of the people, and Rage Against the Machine got that #1 slot. And I would call that Saturn in Libra, power of the people. The people coming together to show the powers that be that, hey, if we come together, we're coming into this age of Aquarius as well, we can be much more powerful than these people who've been running things for many, many years. So Pluto in Capricorn, as I said, it rules debt, it rules banking, it rules all these institutions. We're going to see some new taxation laws. Pluto rules tax, so the government's wanting to use tax money for health reforms, as they're wanting to do in the United States right now. We're going to see a whole lot more of that. Pluto rules force against your will. So there's going to be this urge for power over other people. We're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to see a lot of government leaders voted in and out of office quite suddenly. We're going to see some changes, and I think we're going to see business and banking leaders disgraced on a public level. The US needs a new vision for itself, and that's what this is all about. Pluto laying the ground ready for some transformation and some regeneration. We've got Uranus moving into Aries between May 28th and August 14th. Well, Uranus in Aries is all about action. In the last 200 years, more than 200 years, the last 3 greatest stock market crashes have occurred when Uranus is between Pisces and Aries. So I would expect that there are going to be more sudden sharp falls and much more volatility than we've seen even in 2009 in the stock markets. Uranus in Aries can mean war, it can mean terrorism, more sudden terrorist attacks, rogue nations getting access to weapons of mass destruction, surprise attacks, and some bullying and some brute force being used. Now, the positive side of this is we're going to see some medical, technological, scientific breakthroughs. Things that are going to mean change for the better for mankind, for all of us. Similar to what happened when man landed on the moon, this was a huge change for mankind. I think we're going to see more space travel, time travel, exploration to other galaxies, exploration of aliens, more crop circles, more messages, and we need to become more aware. And with Uranus in Aries, we're going to see much more action, people ready to take action to explore new frontiers, to go beyond the boundaries. This is going to be a very exciting part of 2010. It's not all negative, however, I see this period between 2010 and 2012 for the leaders to really try to get some action that really works for the people. If they don't do that, I think the years between 2012 and 2018 with Uranus squaring Pluto are going to be very difficult ones, and we will see collapses of governments and revolutions in certain countries around the world. Jupiter goes into Aries just a few days after Uranus does. It goes in on June the 6th. So I think we're going to see some hope, but also some social unrest. Jupiter tends to go over the top and can be greedy. There's the danger with Uranus in trying to just do too much. There's the opposition with Saturn still going on, so there are penalties to be paid for overreaching, for going too far beyond reasonable limits. This overreaching, in my view, is going to be even more debt. Pluto in Capricorn creating even more debt. So I think we're going to see more bureaucratic red tape. I think we're going to have issues about ethics coming up, and I think with the lack of planets in Cancer, because this cardinal T-square is in Earth, Air and Fire signs, this lack of Cancer, I think that the people in some ways are going to feel a little detached from what's going on. And we really need to engage our emotions and engage what we're feeling in our hearts to bring about the changes, this upliftment of consciousness which can happen. So I'm saying it's going to be a bit of each. It's going to be a very big year. I think it's a big year for people who have cardinal planets, cardinal signs. The cardinal signs are Aries, Capricorn, Cancer and Libra. But even if you have planets in those signs, you're going to be deeply affected by this. And what this means is change, sudden change and big changes in your life. And the best thing you can do is to start to prepare for changes, prepare for the worst possible, and then hope for the best possible. These will be my recommendations to you. So I wish you a wonderful, wonderful new year, all of you. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you for so many kind comments that I get. And for those of you that would like to visit my website, there's some more information on there for you, and you may like to have a reading done as well. I wish you a great year, and thank you for listening. Bye for now.